ladies and gentlemen of internet land. Welcome to another edition of Walking with J-Bo, which this is Woods Walk Gun Talk number 26. That's where I'm just going to walk in the woods, get eaten by mosquitoes, talk about guns and whatever else. Hope you all are having a beautiful weekend. I am thus far. We went shooting this morning. So I've been up for a while. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, 3:30-ish. I'm going to get my walk in. If you're new to the channel, I usually get about at least 5 miles daily. Yesterday I did 6. I walk about 35 to 40 miles a week. Beautiful day today. Yesterday was kind of cool. Definitely had a fall kind of feeling to it. A little bit more humidity today, so it feels like summer again. So we are just going to walk, enjoy the Maine woods, and boy, I had a really nice treat this morning. I got to shoot a caliber and a rifle I have never shot before, and I have to tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And you can Google this once I mention it. It is a, actually don't use Google, use Bing or something. Google sucks. You could check out, what the hell is that weird little cluster right there? What the hell are those? Look at that weird looking thing. Maybe it's an alien thing. Maybe I don't want to get next to that. So anyway, I shot a Winchester 1895. It's a lever action rifle. My older brother bought one. He was telling me that it was a favorite rifle of Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. And boy, I gotta tell you, what a joy that was to shoot. My goodness. And that was it's in the caliber of 30-40 Krag, which is the same as the U.S. Army 30. It's actually 30 U.S. Army is what it's called, and 30-40 Krag, which is the caliber is 30.30 plus whatever hundreds or tenths with it, and the 40 is the grains of powder. So as you can imagine, the 30-40 is comparable to the 30-30, and it has a little bit more, a little bit extra, a little bit longer bullet, it looked like. I uploaded a video of the 3 of us with it shooting the rifle, so that's on the channel if you're curious. It's a Winchester 1895 30-40 Krag. That should come up for you on the channel, and it was pretty awesome to shoot. 28-inch barrel. And what was really cool about the rifle is you had an up and down kind of adjustable rear peep sight, clearly marked for distance. It can go in 50-yard increments. So where there was a white dot, it would be like 100 yards. Then the next notch up, 200, 300, up to 400 yards. How cool is that? And the velocity was 24, or is it 29, 40 something muzzle velocity out of the barrel. And after 100 yards, you're shooting plus 2.8 inches higher than your aim point. And then at 200 yards, you're hitting 0. So you could zero that rifle at 200 yards if you wanted to. And you can shoot up to 4. So it was really nice. And had a great time this morning. So that was a really nice rifle to shoot. Very small, narrow forend. If you look it up, you'll notice there's hardly anything to it. Or if you watch the video on the channel. You will notice that right away. So we also shot some 22s, and we also shot some really weird ammo I've never shot before, but we got such a good price on it. Actually, my brother did $10 for 50 rounds, 100 rounds, or whatever it was. They were home loads, and they were loaded hot, okay, really hot for 45. But, oh, we got a woodpecker in that tree. Well, that's cool, huh? You see that woodpecker? I usually hear those things. I've only seen them a couple times, and now I can say I've seen them 3 times. But there's holes in trees all around here from woodpeckers beating the crap out of the bark. So anyways, wonderful rifle, 30-40 Krag. Highly recommend that. Very expensive ammo though, jeez. If you get a good deal on it, it's $2.50 a round. So, you know, you're talking at least $60 for a box of 20. $55 to $60. You can get some for about $2.50 though, but good quality Hornady soft point is what we shot in the video. I actually should have mentioned that in the video, and I didn't. I might edit a little subtitle underneath the video. It's the kind of question people always ask me. I never think of putting it like a dummy, so I might do that. So anyways, the least you'll get away with is $50 a box. Generally speaking, they're $60 to $65 a box. So, great hunting round though. That was really impressive shooting that. The feedback you get from a bullet, that's really That's really telling. It really is. Because you know, you get your felt recoil, and then we have the sight picture of the rifle, and then you have the actual physical impact of the round after you fire it. And it made a nice impact. It felt good shooting it. So, busy day today. Every time I slow down and stop and smell the roses, the bugs hunt me down. So the best thing to do is to keep moving. I don't use any bug repellent. So I think I can hear squirrels jumping through the trees. Well, yeah, what a beautiful hunk of iron. And let me tell you, this rifle was heavy. Heavy to hold, but balanced properly. It's like the perfect length of the barrel in relation to the body and receiver. Balanced. It felt like you could put your finger under the trigger guard or somewhere thereabout, and you can balance the rifle and it would balance itself. That's what it felt like. Not sure if you can do that or not, but that's what it felt like. As we get a little bird on the trail in front of us. So this is September coming up in about a week, a little over, about a week. That means the legislative session with the idiots in Augusta, Maine here, the legislators are going to be back up to their tricks. They had a couple things they succeeded with gun control, and you know, we know they're not going to be happy with that. There'll be some more gun bills, really stupid ones. So yeah, they can't help themselves with that. They always make it sound like, you know, we don't want to go too overboard. We just want reasonable gun control. So they pass a couple things and they won't be happy with that. And go for even more. A lot of the stuff they proposed didn't pass. 72-hour waiting period last year didn't pass, and they passed it this year after the mass shooting. So because that mass shooting happened, people are like, well, geez, I guess they can happen in Maine. And then they go and pass things that absolutely do nothing to curb a mass shooting. I mean, literally zero. Nothing they passed, you know. So now we have a 72-hour waiting period to buy a firearm, which if you already own firearms, it's no big deal. Not really, but it is a hassle. And, you know, they sold it under the premise that people get down and they're going to go buy a gun and kill themselves with it. So, you know, people are going to kill themselves anyway with something. It doesn't do anything for the people that already own firearms that want to kill themselves, does it? So, chances are, since the people committing suicide buying a gun for the first time is pretty low, and the female with a stalker wanting to protect herself never bought a gun before, now she gets threatened, she has to wait 3 days before she can get a firearm. That is completely violating her rights. It's not fair. And I don't know what's going on with the courts with that, but hopefully something. I know they were fundraising to file a motion, gun owners of Maine. So I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I'm gonna hang a right up here. Actually, we'll go left. Just wanted to be quiet through there. Listen to the noises and critters. So as you can see, it is an absolutely beautiful day today. I am sweating pretty good. It's not overly humid though. It's moderate. Excuse me. I hope they don't go too crazy with the gun legislation this year, but you know, it's an election year. That might change things. They're funny that way. They wanted to get their stuff done last year before this year, because you start doing this stuff before the election and you know, people get more upset. And that's how people are. I mean, a good example of that is the trans bill stuff that they passed last year. And they included, the only way they could get that passed, it wasn't going to pass previously, and the only way they could get it passed was the hot political topic was abortion, because of the Supreme Court. So they tacked abortion into that. Protect people from other states where abortion is illegal. Come to Maine and kill your baby, and you could get top or bottom surgery for your children here. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? Maine, the way life should be. Bring your children here so they can be mutilated for a gender ideology by a bunch of Marxist lunatics. So, that's what we got in Maine. And they passed it only because they tacked abortion into it, because previously it wouldn't go anywhere on just a trans thing. And as I stated in previous walks, that Angus King, running for re-election, hasn't made any mention of the trans stuff at all. And the governor of Maine hasn't mentioned it. And the other Democrats are not mentioning it. It's an election year, so they might pass off on the gun legislation this year, or other controversial topics. It's yet to be seen. But, and I only say that because Maine is a gun state. The Democrats here own firearms. They own assault-style rifles. There was a couple news articles talking about how Janet Mills here, the governor, wanted an assault rifle ban. She was talking about it, but I haven't heard anything about it lately. And Jared Golden, Democrat congressman running for office, said he wanted to ban assault rifles. Then he changed his mind on it and said people should have a tax stamp instead, which basically means go ahead and own your rifles, but you know, we want you to pay the government and register your firearm. So that is a firearm registry. So we're probably going to have that to deal with again in Maine. And I'm not going to comply with any of that. I'm just not. They can kiss my ass. I'm going to do like they did in Illinois. And I call it Illinois because they're in a psychosis. So Illinois with Pritzker. Supreme Court eventually is going to rule that banning assault-style rifles is unconstitutional anyway, because it's a common use item. And they can't specifically pick out an AR rifle because there are several other semi-automatic rifles. So basically what you're going to have to say is all semi-automatic rifles need to be banned. And that's just not going to happen, folks. It's not. So, you know, they can't just pick and choose which ones they want to ban. And they just want the AR-15 banned. I've mentioned this before, the AR format and AK format, because it funds the gun lobby. The gun lobby funds Republicans, and this is just basically a party power war. Democrats really do not care about saving lives at all. If they did, they would have closed the border and stopped fentanyl from coming in, because that kills a lot more people than guns do. And they don't do that. So obviously, 2 + 2 = 4. They don't give a crap about saving lives. Because closing the border would be easy. So easy, quote unquote, an idiot like Trump could do it. I'm not calling Trump an idiot, I'm just saying that's what they call him. So, Trump closed the border. If you look at that chart that saved Trump's life, that he turned his head to look at, it's available on the internet. He brings it up sometimes at his rallies. You can see, clearly see, that you can see when he left office, and then when the friggin' vegetable that's in there now started, and it's not a coincidence. Immigration went right up through the roof. They did it on purpose. They're registering illegals, not on mass numbers, but the latest Rasmussen poll on the crosstabs is something very interesting on there. What was interesting is, and I think it's the only polling company doing it, but when they polled people about who they're going to vote for, they asked them if they're a citizen. Now, there's a lot of people, if they don't feel like the poll is anonymous, they're not going to say they're a citizen. So the number might actually be higher than what they reported. So they did a poll of about 5,000 people. And out of that 5,000, there was about 300 who said they were illegal and they were going to vote, or they had voted in previous elections in 2020. So there are illegals voting. Now, out of 5,000 people, you got 300 that were illegal that admitted it. So it could very well be double that. I don't know. But that certainly is a high enough percentage to change the outcome of an election, isn't it? So I just thought that was interesting. I'd share that with you. So these people are planning to bring in all these illegals, register the vote after giving them amnesty. The Democrats are waiting until they have full power in the Senate and Congress to pass an amnesty bill. This is a goal they've been trying to do for a long time. They wanted to bring a lot of illegals in here, which is basically a new voter base for Democrats, so they think. It doesn't guarantee they're going to vote for Democrats. A lot of these people come here from communist countries or countries with dictatorships, and there's a reason why a lot of the Hispanics are supporting Trump, because they understand what tyranny is and authoritarianism is, and that's what the Democrats do. So it's not me saying it, it's what's going on. So bringing in all these illegals might create more voters, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to vote Democrat. But the majorities of them are going to live in the biggest cities, which are notoriously blue, and vote Democrat. So draw your own conclusions. Wow, look at this. And we got these, we used to call these milk plants, because you break this plant open, or a leaf, and that white fluid comes out. Let's see if we can see that. What's it called? That looks more like an Elmer's glue plant, right? So things we used to play with when we were kids, especially in the fall when these little pods here would all dry out. You'd open them up and peel them up, and you'd have all those feather looking things with seeds in them floating through the air. Excuse me. Nice view. I really love this meadow. And like so many things in life, the prettiest things to look at are the ones that are poisonous. This field is full of ticks, poison ivy, all kinds of poison ivy through here. Like, stay the hell away from it. Well, at least we got to see a woodpecker today. That was cool. And yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do for gun legislation this year. Probably not much. It really is a touchy subject here in Maine. The only way they could get anything done, even with their own voters, was to have a mass shooting. Which it's unfortunate that happened, not only because people were injured, but, you know, the legislators won't even listen to the people that were victims. Couple of the victims were like, you know, leaving us defenseless by taking our firearms isn't going to save lives. And she was a woman that got scared and shot at this thing, and there was another person who had been injured and said that they don't want their gun rights infringed over this. You know, Democrats, they don't care about that. Anything they could use for an excuse. So we ended up having some issues like that. That was nice of people to speak up, I thought. And so this is going to be a constant battle with them until the courts wrangle them in. And, you know, New York and California and Illinois, all they do is the Supreme Court passes something, and then they pass new legislation to try to circumvent it, knowing that there's going to be a new lawsuit that needs to be filed. A year or two later, there'll be a ruling, then it'll be appealed. And, you know, they're just delay. And the Supreme Court needs to step in, I think, and just make a damn ruling, you know? They don't want to come across as being a governing body, even though they're the third branch of government. They wait until these cases are exhausted in the lower courts, because that's the right thing to do. The problem is the Democrats always abuse the system on everything. You have a right to a fair trial. You have a right to a jury of your peers. And then they stack the jury with people that hate you. And they get a judge that prohibits evidence. And, you know, the appellate court, half the time, you know, overturns the lower court ruling because the lower court is just going by politics. At what point is the appellate court, even in New York, going to be useless? Because they'll be corrupt too. Right now, I don't have very much faith in the justice system at all. And a lot of people don't, according to polling. So we just hit 2 miles. Now we're going to get into a little bit thicker part of the woods with less daylight, which is going to mean more mosquitoes. mosquitoes. Mosca. The Mosca, I believe they're called Mosca. I worked with a guy from Nicaragua once. That was a Mosca. Or that was a fly. I think he called the fly a Mosca. Shows you how good my Spanish is. It's not very good at all. So anyway, haven't had too much rain. We've had a little bit of rain showers, rainstorms, thunderstorms, things like that. We haven't had any torrential, like 2 or 3 days of rain. As you can see, because you've come with me before, and this would be like muddy with puddles and you'd have to hop across the rocks. Well, we don't have to do that today. Not seeing anybody but that one guy at the beginning today, but I'm sure somebody's going to be walking through here. There usually is somebody. So I'm pretty excited about RFK Jr. dropping out of the race and presidential election. I'm telling you right now, if he had been able to have a normal primary season against Biden without them cheating him, he would have beat Biden. Definitely. And it's a damn shame because now the Democrats are stuck with Kamala, friggin' communist. RFK would have been so much better. It would have been RFK against Trump, and it would have been difficult for Trump to beat RFK, I think. Because you would have had the full media support behind RFK, money and everything. They always support their candidates, if that's who it ends up being. But the DNC did not want RFK because he won't play along with them. He won't be owned or controlled. And they don't want another Trump to be in power. And what I mean by that is somebody they don't own and control, which is the main problem they have with Trump. They just say he's a racist and all this other stuff. That's all propaganda. The real crux of the issue is that they can't control him. And he knows they're dishonest and he wants to take down their system. RFK wants to take down that system too, in a different way. So either way, RFK is as much of a dirty word as Trump is, especially now that RFK stepped down to give Trump his voters, which means basically that RFK is now going to be on a permanent crap list of Democrats for life. RFK knew that when he did it, but nobody owns RFK Jr. I gotta tell you, I really admire him for stepping up. You know, he was getting about 5% of the vote, and that is going to cross over to Trump because their internal polling showed that 4 out of 5 votes for RFK were Trump supporters. People that were Republican, wanted something different besides Trump, but would more than likely vote for Trump. So those voters should now go back to Trump. He'll get a trickle down to Kamala. The media is downplaying it. They're saying nothing's really going to change. And then when they do talk about it, they're saying that the voters are going to end up going to Kamala because it's Trump. And it's just more propaganda and BS. So watch those polls that you trust I was telling you about. Whatever they may be. Trafalgar, Rasmussen, CNBC has a good poll. The worst polls to stay away from: CBS News, NBC News, ABC News, NPR, PBS, Reuters, AP, Ipsos. Pretty much most of the polling out there. The universities is a, you know, they get government money. They have to make the government happy, and they have to make the party in power happy. So they put out polls and they lean towards the left in their polling, sometimes 5 points, sometimes more. I've seen some pretty outrageous polls this week to coincide with the convention. The New York Times Siena poll is one of them. That is a completely ridiculous, biased poll. Don't even pay attention to it. That's the one that the media all gravitated to because it had the best lead for Kamala, and it was the New York Times. These are the same polling companies that sold out Biden. So right now you're seeing a coordinated, colluded effort by these leftist organizations piling on against Trump with biased polling, and then you have some honest polling mixed in. Realistically, nationally, Trump is probably doing about 2 to 3%, maybe even 4% better than Kamala in the popular vote. And they have Kamala ahead by 4. I think they have her ahead by 7 today, I saw in Newsweek. That was a poll done with 800 people. I checked the crosstabs, and they're heavily biased towards Democrat voters. And it's the same old garbage, you know. So they have Kamala ahead in ME2 here by 17 points. Trump won an electoral college vote in the last 2 elections. He's actually 5 or 6 points better than he was in 2020. And, you know, the last poll that they did back in February, almost March, with Biden and Trump, which, by the way, Biden was polling better than Kamala is now. Don't let them fool you with that. I'll get to that in a second, but Trump was about 20 points ahead in this ME2 district. So Trump said to support Austin Terrio for Congress instead of Mike Sobolewski, the establishment Republican, the swampish Republican that I didn't like. So 2/3 of the voters voted for Austin Terrio because Trump said to. So that's basically what happened, and that's really the pulse of this district. Personally, I don't think Austin Terrio is going to beat Jared Golden, the Democrat. And I'm only saying that to be honest. You know, you never know. I mean, they're not polling people to ask them, you know, what they thought about Jared Golden wanting to ban assault rifles here and then changing his mind. There's probably a lot of people that don't even know that, to be honest. So I don't know what to make of that. We'll have to wait and see what people vote, but you know, this university in New Hampshire has Jared Golden ahead by quite a bit on Austin Terrio, but they also have Kamala Harris ahead of Trump in this district, and that's BS. So I can't really tell you what the honest poll number is because we're not getting an honest poll. That I do know. That I do know. We are not getting an honest poll. So, and Maine is small and rural. It's not exactly like we have polling here all the time. So that might be the only poll we get towards the election. We'll get another one maybe. So all those little blackberries that were here are all gone. And they look like they've been plucked. They didn't dry up on the vine. So it looks like some animals had a snack, which is why they're there, actually. Unless we find them and we eat them, but we're animals too, so. So we got the whale rock. I bet you're so thrilled to see that again. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of the whale rock, but that's supposed to be like a big deal, and it's like, yeah, okay, it resembles a whale. I don't see the big fascination with it. Call me kooky. Oh, anyway, whale rock, how are you? Alright, so we'll head back this way. Then we'll head up the hill and we'll head out of the park. I just wanted to go for my walk and my hike and to say hi to everybody. And yep, so we're gonna have some election stuff coming up. And this is gonna be a big deal this year. And the reason why it's a big deal, let's just say, for example, Trump loses. Kamala's the president. Tim Walz, that idiot, is the vice president. And then let's just say the Republicans lose Congress because they spent half their time in Congress fighting with each other instead of getting anything done, like a bunch of idiots. And Trump finally had to tell them to knock it off. You're going to lose. And then we have the Senate. We have a few Senate seats in red states that are behind. They're not behind by a little bit, okay? They're behind 10, 11, 12 points. Nobody's understanding why. They're in very red states. It should not be happening. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm not seeing anything that indicates that people are absolutely angry with Republican senators. So a lot of times voters have a sense of who's going to win the presidential election, and then they will safeguard giving them too much power by not giving him too much power. Usually when a Republican president wins, they lose Congress because people inherently know they don't want the Republicans to get out of hand with having all controls on power. And typically the same thing happens with Democrats. So the public might be expecting Trump to win, and they're not going to give him a Senate. So that could happen. This was supposed to be one of the best years for the Senate, it looked like, because the senators running were in deep red states. So this would be really bad, because if the Democrats win the Senate and then the next election cycle comes up 2 years from now, a lot of those Democrats, they might gain more seats. So we don't want them to have a super majority of 60. If they have that, everything's all over with, all of it. I'm talking about term limits on the Supreme Court, changing the First Amendment, changing the Second Amendment. They would have the ability to change constitutional amendments. They would still have to be ratified and go through a process, which is very unlikely it would happen, but they could do it. And anybody that tells me with a straight face that the Democrats don't know how to cheat like that, these people can never get a 60-vote majority in the Senate. They will get rid of the filibuster. That means they'll be able to pass anything they want on a simple 50 vote. And if they get 60 in the Senate, they're going to pass everything. Every damn thing. Assault rifles, all of it. Kiss America goodbye. They'll make term limits on the Supreme Court. They'll expand the Supreme Court. They will have tight ethics of the Supreme Court, which just basically means they'll be able to lawfare Republican justices. And they will have token Republican justices, ones that are Republicans in name only, rhinos, people like Mitt Romney. So this would be really bad, okay? Really bad. But that danger is there. And that's what Ronald Reagan meant. Everybody is one generation away from losing their freedoms and liberty. So, all right. Let's get up the damn hill here. You can hear acorns falling. So we're getting acorns falling already. Early. Look at them, they're all over the place. It's like Mother Nature knows. So we get acorns falling early. Some leaves are turning early. Early fall usually will mean an early winter. Or a hard winter. For animals with food. So the animals can start getting fat now. Oops, tripped on a rock. I hate that. This is a pretty steep incline. That's all I'm saying. Ooh, this is a lot of damn work. That's why a lot of times I won't do 6, 7, 8 miles after walking through this. Because 1 mile through here feels like 2 on the street. We're almost at the top. Whew. We're almost there. I gotta keep breathing. Oh yeah. think I'll have a seat on this bench. Like, that's what it's here for. All right. Hi, everybody. Just wanted to say hi with a selfie while I hear bugs going by my ear. Whew. A lot of work. Sweat. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my walks, and you know, click like, subscribe, share the content. It's fine with me. And I hope you like the new video I uploaded today with that really awesome Winchester 1895, which is a model made in 1899, sorry. So it's 125 years old. It shot really well. It's really nice. And there was a piece of the stock missing, which you can tell was hit with a bullet. So this rifle was in circulation in Russia. It has the Russian stamp on it with a serial number issued when it was imported. And Winchester 1895s were made originally first for the Russian military. And they wanted stripper clips for them, which you can get. And the magazine has a magazine built into it. Holds 5 rounds of 30-40 Krag, aka U.S. Army, which is 30 U.S. Army. It's the same, keep hearing a mosquito by my Bluetooth. That's why I keep doing that. It keeps wanting to land on it and eat me. So I'm gonna start walking, but I just wanted to do a selfie view just to say hi and talk about that rifle a little bit and firearms. And I got sweat dripping down everywhere. I'm like soaked. So I'm going to continue on, because what I don't want to do is dry off and cool off too much, because then it's more difficult to get going again. So this is like a line change when you play hockey. Somebody else there is playing and you wait for your turn. So I'm going to head back on the walk, and I just wanted to thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye. All right. I'm back, everybody. Back for the attack. My little rest is over. Finish up our walk through here. I think, yeah, I'll go this way. I don't know what the hell that was. That was weird. Alright, so we'll walk up through here. Mosquitoes today. There. Bringing acorns everywhere. It's crazy. Acorn just hit the ground right in front of us. Food just falls right out of the sky for the animals. Isn't that awesome? We just hit 3 miles. Can't see Mount Washington from here. It's too humid. It's right up through the end of these trees. You can see it in the fall. And the air is crystal clear. Mosquitoes. Highest point in Lewiston, 516 feet, 2 inches above sea level. It's not very high. I'm hearing a lot of acorns. A lot of acorns falling. So I hope you find my walks and talks interesting. I hope so. We're a little bit past 3 miles on this walk. I'm going to do about 4 in here. And then I'll leave. I'll finish my walk. And hope everybody is happy and enjoy living. Well, some people are not getting that pleasure. So, should we go down and look at the frog pond? Yeah. Let's go down and look at the frog pond. I think I showed you that on the last walk. He did some work in that fireplace there. Some patchwork. Cleaned up whatever was burned in there. People aren't supposed to burn things here. I know, it's weird. You got a couple, 3 fireplaces in here and they don't want anybody to burn anything. So, it's okay. It's privately owned land and they just let people use it. So whatever they say for rules. Whatever they say goes. Oh, that's what's falling. All these little pine needles. See them? All these little pine needles with the wind blowing them loose. Sounds like it's raining. Pretty neat. First time I experienced that here. Really see, I can see how low that water level is. That water must be pretty dirty and disgusting. Haven't had any rainfall to feed it with fresh water. I wonder what that causes things living in it to happen. Wow, look at that. I have never seen this low. Look at this. Wow. It usually has water all the way up around to the top. Usually that bird thing is in the water. That birdhouse. So whatever's living in there, probably, I don't know if it has all the oxygen it needs or not. Wow. It looks all murky and dirty. Oh, there's a little frog right here. At the end of my finger, a little froggy. Hi, little buddy. There he goes. Go about your business. I'm sorry. Yeah, little frogs. 1, 2, 3. There they go, right in the water. Bye-byes. Bye-bye, frogs. So we'll go down this way. You know, this never shows up on camera, but looking right straight through here, I got a nice three-dimensional view of all those trees and how cool that looks and the depth that it has, and I just know it's not going to show up on this like that. It's nice to have all this stuff recorded and stuff, but again, at the end of the day, it's two-dimensional, and you don't get a lot of the size and scale, perhaps, of trees. So, but we'll go through here anyways. You know, I'm just saying. It's not like, ooh, can't see that, I wouldn't do this no more. I'm not saying anything like that. Feels nice and cool right here. Beautiful day like today, and there's nobody in here except that one person right at the very beginning. Kind of feels like you have the whole place to yourself. Kind of nice. Now that's a mosquito pit. That is a mosquito pond. Yeah, we definitely need some rain. You know, we have had it really good, so if we get a few days of rain, I'm not going to cry about it. This year has been super, made up for last year. So, yeah, I forgot my my other camera there with the selfie stick, but we did a little selfie thing anyways, so should be all right. Oh, there's somebody up ahead. Oh, somebody walking away from us. Looks like a lady. Must have come down that trail. Might actually go up that trail. I'm not seeing any ducks. The water dried up, so we're not seeing any ducks. The ducks took off to a lake or something. Got No Name Pond around here. Probably where it went. Where the ducks went. Yeah, this is going to go up to intersection. Oh, peoples. Hello. Another mosquito attacking me. Go up this way here, and we'll take a right. Three and a half miles. So now it's guaranteed I'll get my 4 miles in here. Take a right over here. We'll take a right over here. It's the fireplace we were just at. This is the way we came in on the Blue Trail. Getting a good workout today. Very nice. Back is completely saturated with sweat. I get sweat dripping down my back into the back of my pants. So I'm still seeing these fools on the internet talking about they still think the assassination attempt on Trump was staged, despite the media saying it wasn't staged, TV experts saying it wasn't staged, the FBI saying he was shot with a bullet, and so you have this hardcore group online of leftists that will absolutely not begrudge Donald Trump any sense of being human or humanity. They have to keep him dehumanized. So the assassination attempt was staged because nothing that traumatic where Trump can be a victim can be allowed by anyone ever. So these people would rather go around on the internet looking stupid, foolish, and like idiots, which they do, than to actually just admit that somebody tried to kill them. Now they just arrested somebody else in Arizona, 66-year-old man who had threatened to kill Trump. He was arrested because it was a credible threat. They think he was on his way to do that, but security was tight enough where he couldn't get there to do it. And he also had warrants on him for other things. So anyway, I'll talk more about that when we pass these ladies. All right, got a fresh battery in, and that woman we saw walking by with that other lady, I don't know if you recognize her or not, but that was the chicken coop lady. That was the woman that got upset with the chicken coop, remember? I went and filmed her chicken coop. Well, I didn't put that video on the internet because she didn't want me to film her coop, and she didn't seem to be very happy with me at all, so I didn't put that part of the video on there. In fact, I ended up not uploading that entire walk because something else happened up ahead, so it was just one of those walks where nothing was going to go right for video. But anyway, that was the chicken lady. So it didn't occur to me until after she went by, and I wished I had recognized her sooner, because I would have said that. I would say, hey, it's the chicken coop lady. And she probably would have laughed, but anyway, that's my chicken coop story. So we're going to wind down this walk. I really hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, it's beautiful today. These are like the last throes of summer. 80 degrees today, kind of moderate humidity. It's perfect. Enough to really sweat if you're walking. Pretty soon I'll be wearing a hoodie or a long sleeve with a t-shirt over it because it'll be chilly. So, and just about all of the walks coming up very shortly are going to be during the day, or I'm not going to walk at all. A couple months from now, maybe September, October, typically 1 to 2 weeks into November will be the last walks for the winter. And we're coming up on that, so still got plenty of walks left, that's for sure. So if I do 5 miles a day, September, October, 65, 66, 70, between 70 and 80 more walks. So we'll be all right. So we're walking down through here. I sure do like walking out here, I really do. It's nice in the winter, it's nice in the fall. It's going to be nice through here in the fall too. Plus we're going to do that rural street walk coming up. Oh, look at a little bugger right here. A little tiny little squirrel, a little young squirrel. Look at that. I'm seeing all kinds of little critters today. I think the highlight of this walk was that woodpecker. He was paying me no mind at all. And you see little things like this, like that pile of pine cone seeds that have been eaten. And there's little pine cone shells all over, so little critters around here are eating these pine cones. Pretty cool, actually. We came up this way, so we'll go this way and we'll head out, I think. So anyway, like I was saying earlier, I want to thank you for walking with me. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. And looks like we got another bumper crop of small squirrels and chipmunks. They're not getting much water. There's usually fresh water. We've come through here before and there's all kinds of water running through here. And this is all dried up. It's dried up. We're getting long shadows now and a little bit more mosquitoes. So I think we'll walk down this way. This is where we came in. We walked up this path across there. So we'll pass the spot that I came in from. And we'll hang a right. And then we'll hang a left and we'll exit the park. But yeah, like I was saying, click like and subscribe, share the content, it's fine with me. And unless you're going to use it for a commercial that makes money, then I want some money. So, wow, that pond's pretty low right there. We need some rain. After all the rain we had last year, you didn't think you were going to hear me saying that this year. This is where we came in, out this way. So we're going to head on up ahead here. And we'll head out of here and wrap up this walk. I'll go home, take a nice hot shower, relax, play a couple of vinyl records. If you're new to this channel, I do listen to vinyl records a lot. And I do have 3 or 4 videos on my vinyl LPs on the playlist for vinyl. If you find that sort of thing interesting, I have a half-decent vinyl collection. It was quite a while that in the used record stores they couldn't give them away. You know, I would go upstairs in this used record shop, which was the Record Connection in Waterville mainly. Also Bull Moose Music in Brunswick had a pretty decent used bin. And I guess the point I'm making is you could go there and, like, I found an original Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti double album at Bull Moose Music, $4.95, and it was in fantastic shape. That same record on the internet, this was before it got reissued, okay? So Jimmy Page remastered everything, reissued them beautifully, I should add. They sound better than they ever have, literally. Queen did also, and Pink Floyd, etc. Anyway, you know, it was $50, $60 for a good clean copy of that original pressing. And I found one for $4.95 at Bull Moose Music. They had a whole bunch of stuff. I got a whole ton of records. Record Connection in Waterville had a dollar room upstairs. Everything in the bins up there was $1 a piece. A lot of times it might have had like a promo hole punch in it. The cutout bin used to be called. Or it would have somebody wrote their name on the back in ballpoint pen. or on the label of the record. So it detracted from collector value. Not a big deal, really, you know. So $1. You get things like Afterburner by ZZ Top, Journey albums, $1 a piece. I would go upstairs over there and go to that store, and I would get like 200 record albums, and it would cost like $250 to $260. It's like crazy, you know. So that was a lot of fun. So I guess we'll head on out of here, and I'll film the stuff at the entrance here, and we'll say our goodbyes. Hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good, and you?
Not too bad at all. So this is the place over here with the map right here, and we just went in here. Today we went on the yellow, so we went all through here. We went on the green up through here. We went over here to the Whale Rock. Came back, went up that really steep hill, and that was that fireplace. And walked up through here. And now we are at the entrance. So anyway, really hope you enjoyed coming here today with me. No lost and found. Maps are all gone. So all the stuff they had available is all gone now, which tells me they're towards the end of the season. And which we are. We've got September coming up. It's going to be the fall. And well, I guess that's all, folks. I really hope you enjoyed walking with me today. Woods Walk Gun Talk number 26. Walking with Jabo. And we will see you on the next walk. Have a beautiful rest of weekend. And stay out of trouble. God bless you. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for walking with me. Bye-bye. See my shadow? Bye.